speaking of fiction, our next reader is Zach Jones. Zach Jones used to be in the Army. He was one of the trucks. I'm joking, of course, I'm joking. He was actually Donald Rumsfeld's fluffer. He used to suck him off after meetings. And that's actually why he sounds like that. Which you're gonna all get to hear a bit later. Yeah, COINTELPRO's not setting their best, folks. You know, their work's getting a lot sloppier, but it's mostly because the rest of you suck too. I don't even know what that was. I'm wearing a shit on thing on my face. Hey, that guy, Zach Jones. There we go.
Thank you very much for the wonderful introduction. Delightful. Delighted to be here, La Belle Provence, in Montreal.
He's from Toronto.
A serious.
He's from North Carolina.
All right.
Fuck the six.
Yeah, okay, I agree. I know. You're not telling me anything I don't know. We're in agreement. All right, so here's the thing. I was told to prepare something shocking and strange.
Yeah.
And I thought what I could do for this crowd, this ugly crowd, is to present to you something truly beautiful.
Fuck you.
Are you wearing a J-Store hat?
I am. I hate Aaron Schwartz. I'm glad he's dead. I want everyone to pay hundreds of dollars for academic research.
Bitch! No!
That's
Iron
right.
pussy!
Listen, but that's how it is. All right, I'm going to read to you some very punk rock stuff here, and you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked at how moved you are. You'll be sweating in your crass vest. I don't even know what you said. All right, this one's called Hayseed. Well, them boys ain't nothing but hayseed. And I wondered what she meant, but I knew she meant me and Jack. This Jack. I'm just kidding. Imagine he worked a day in his life. I knew she meant me and Jack as she walked by us as we worked. I imagined myself as some kind of terrible and billowing sepia-colored grain cascading across the bare fields of dirt where I come from, infertile as they may be, and conquering them better than corn could do, better than tobacco, than cotton. And Jack spit his dip out and yelled to me. He said, "Honey, we done." Hayseed, a tall and wild grass, balled up in a little speck, spreads wilder than most could tame, I guess. I guess that's all right. And if that ain't all right, then I'd like it to be just as it is, windblown and wild. I have another memory of sticking my head out of his truck window. I had to roll it down without the knob, and it was a jerky affair, me pushing the arm of the lever, degree by degree, angle by angle, until the crack was wide enough for me and the dog in the truck to both squeeze our heads through it before we got stuck halfway. The pollen made me sneeze, and as I did, the window caught my neck and cut my breath and sneezed short. "Honey, we done." I caught a chill, a nice shiver, a little embarrassed. I felt like that just when Jack spit to his Monster Energy drink, each time he spit. Right, we were working. We were cleaning up the sides of hospital sidewalks. Jack was weed whacking and me raking, and he pulled from little bottles of rum he kept in his camo cargo pants. And he'd give me a little kiss when we were done cutting each day. Kiss on the head. And it wasn't gay or nothing, he said. But it was just that he was so happy to be done work. And he was already half cut, as he said, as though each little tiny bottle held a magic trick that disappeared a bit of his vocabulary. "All right, honey, we done it," he'd say. And we'd climb into the back of the truck and rest. And the biggest and tallest building in Winston-Salem stood erect, rounded at the top. You should look it up. It could make anyone uneasy. But Jack took it another direction. "Look at that thing," he would say as we drove past. "Big hog!" But we never went in there. It was like a sundial. It was primordial. I didn't see what Jack saw, but I saw Jack see it and want it. And when the shadow of the building covered us, we would relax. And Jack pulled a bit and pulled a bit more from his little bottles, and he winked at me as we lulled. Honey, we done. And shit, sometimes I pulled from one just to make him happy. That's after that one. Slowing shit down here. All right, hold on. What other kind of sad shit do I have here? This one's about a beautiful person you know getting married and then having to watch it. A true horror show. It's called Tintinambula for a Summer Wedding. You smiling, walking hotly now, new fresh arm in your crook, hot, breathing now, fine air, humid, something wet against you, something wet come up against your chest and cooling it, heaving, holding something in for posterity's sake, freezing for the pictures, happily now, bigger smile, flushed, and your father follows. The ringing too loud as though the church might collapse in on itself, as though its pairing of you and the beautiful man is its last act, its gasp, your gasp, celebration. The pavement swaying in the heat beyond, the long car, the slow walk and the natural feeling of having done this before, of having done it all before. The nods, the gracious consideration, the bell again, ringing now in you, in your bones, to timber them and shake and whir them forever. The doors of the car closing and the bells softening, muted for a moment. Do they continue to ring? And will they? That first stuffy breath, and you look at him, and the tongue of the bell slams against its shell, the uvula, the clapper against its vibrating body. It rings bass and rings through you, and generations are made and lost in the swaying back and forth of brass. The cry out to the world that you, finally, in the back of this rented limousine, are, against all odds, not alone. Thank you. That's a pretty poem. I like that one. I stole it. I ChatGPT'd that poem. I'm working for Palantir now. I get paid like you wouldn't believe, man. It's so sick. This one's a sad ass poem. Here we go. It's called Fearfully and Wonderfully Made.
What's the poem?
I woke up from a dream in which I had my arms sweating in rubber, elbow-length gloves, helping to foal a struggling mare. Surrounded by shouting farm workers and their kids, their fucking kids, telling me to hold the bitch down. Careful, you idiot, take care. And my knees were slipping in the blood-smeared grass until the farmers moved off, and in their place were all the loves of my life, sitting on stacked skids, like students in an amphitheater watching, staring through the dark at the red heartbeat of gore beneath the cross-hatching headlamp beams, humming, maybe praying, maybe hymning. And these sheets of ours in the street-lamped room, 4 a.m., scared me, stained now with slow cooling blood. And I panicked, held my cheek to your mouth and touched your stomach, calmed myself and breathed in the nauseating quiet, feeling like I just pulled myself out of a cold, cold lake where I couldn't have been swimming. I know that in the dream I could not hear the screams or huffs of the mare, but had watched the steam from the breech come off her pinkened hair. I'd watched it mingle with the smoke of my own breath, suspended in the lit up black of the mountain air. Gray blood fingerprints on this page of my little dream book. something you can't write. And now the gentle waking of our house, the coffee hurried to be made, and the morning news impatiently played, and the too fast taxi cab ride to the university hospital, and it feels strangely lonely, just the two of us. Lonely having been only partially blessed. Lonely the nightmares, lonely the future, lonely the could-bes, lonely the wanting, lonely the worrying, lonely the miracle, lonely the pain for you, and lonely all this stress. Thank you. Now I gotta plug this. In my great wealth, I spent a huge sum of money making these terrible zines for this event. Now I would love it if you would donate some money for the health of the event and get one of these.
Zach Jones!
Yeah. I listed it as $10 and then Jack listed it as $2. So that's good. That's how we evaluate art in our little Canadian community. Listen, just take one, but you know, do something nasty when you grab it. Now this poem you guys will like because I wrote it on drugs. So sick. That's right. A melange. Who asked? Joe? Dr. Joseph Bagel? Why don't you bust out your pharmacology? $100. $100 for the Dr. Joseph Bagel prescription for the Zach Jones drugs, ladies and gentlemen. It was my ADHD medicine. I abuse it. I take it late at night. Square, fucking loser. You got a prescription. I go to my guy. All right. This one's called Oh, the Fires, and then in parentheses, I mean, it's the subtitle perhaps, at the supermarket, on the street, at home. These are the three acts. And this is it. Oh, the fires and unwanted tribulations of what must be. My nervousness about nature, all this bounty on the produce shelf. Oh, the passing of unwanted undulations from my lips to the world. My hesitancy about the passing time. Miming the French, Montreal, radiating in my earphones. Oh, the grandiose accumulation of things. The detritus of the global. Look at all that I've bought. The surefire sign that I'm dying. Oh, that those things might immolate and make something of. Of what? Here's an insight into the netherworldliness of time. Here it is. I'm grown, and man, I think I was picked up and shipped from pasture to truck to highway to here, a little green, cow shit and grass and the ash of the trucker's cigarette flying with me, carried with me from time and place to time and place. From each new face, nose scrunching, to each new face departing. The amalgamation of all this travel, the amalgamation of misappropriation of space, the stupidity of all this babble, the words of an idiot, monosodium glutamate, free from nitrates, signing the contract of my deteriorating place in the world. This is the handshake of whitewashing need, the handshake of kiboshing greed, the end to all ends, the means to all meaner thans, the implacable fears and intractable years of longing for something to make something of. Of what? Gilded laughter, smutty promises, brainwashing dirt, milquetoast meanderings, time wasted, always people circumambulating around statues to Capitol, hot rod cars, strip malls, titty bars, posturing in the past, monochrome, Kodachrome, sepia tone, rusted chrome, all this prostrating past, blurring past on my phone, and I'm just shopping. Look at the people here. Look at the people in this fucking city. This cartwheeling futures conceited, the dreams depleted, their left arms flexing with the weight of tote bags, the years and all the eye bags, the careful hidden breast and butt and gut sags. And I am tired and terrified of getting old, beatified or not. And so I lean on Neanderthal mores and scowls to conceal my measure, the angry energy of youth. I've still got it. I've still got it, man. I still got it. All these masculine circumlocutions flexing. Of what? Here I am, I say, here I am. Every tied up knot of me, each end of all I am comes to mean of all means, each time and each place from where I'm from. What peaches, what penumbras, out on the winter street now. It's a burnt out street lamp, a non-smoking gun. And each contract signed is just for me, sold, grown, and picked and trucked from pasture to city, to my own tote bag and my own belly sag. And my own foot drag back to our apartment of sad pity, man. What am I but a handshake between implacable fears, veiled still, I feel, by a little Edenic pecker leaf and the now washed away cow shit on the vegetables that I buy. Groceries, $90? A handshake of intractable fears, longing, growth, income loss, a loaf of bread, greed or something like it infecting everything that's in my head, and I just should have shoplifted. Oh, the fires in the car taillights and bus lights and street lights and blinking wings of planes. Oh, the little fires in my heart, I guess, the home at rest, the factory furnace flame. Nothing left but netherworldliness, the accumulation of text and an interchange at play, speaking what necessarily must be, what might be necessary, to coerce a sort of self-immolation. And of what and for what and what must I say? I say, thyself go forth and immolate, and sneeze into the nighttime cold. Fart there too, and I work to make all my coalescing greeds amalgamate, to make all my feelings so free. And I'm home now, cooking, pouring wine, putting food on both our plates. And we're together, so here it is. Here at the dinner table, you say, how was your day? But you never really say that. So right, here it is. If ever in another world I could carry something or someone back and forth, anything more than a memory, I'd back and forth those mystical transient things and shape them into intransient beings. And I just want to be stable. I want us to simply freeze. I want to have spent something like $90.87 on a meal for you and for me, for the goodness, for the normalness, the sheer authenticity. I'm drunk as hell, man. But the authenticity of what? If ever in another world I could marry one thing or one something, marry one thing, carry one thing, forth and back and forth, from static being to misappropriated thing, I would. And it would be home, and it could be home, and it would be you and could be you, and I'd make it a bona fide memory. And I try to articulate how I am and where I am and the way I got here, and how if the sound of crunching gravel and the dreams of iridescent mountaintops moved me spiritual, then for what else should we move? For what else could we dream, and for what? What for? The country, the city, the garden, the store, the street light, the couch, the farting dog on the floor, and you're holding my hand at the dinner table. Maybe it's the wine, and I'm shrunken down and small, a copycat's copy of somewhere else. Another home, a thing from another time, an antique in a downtown vintage store, so cool. An artifact, a curio. And look now who's succumbing to circumambulation. No, you're texting on your phone, but I'll freeze it all as best I can as long as it stays the same or burns up blue like a photograph, an epitaph of a long gone, other, would-be, could-be life alone. And at night, as you dream, I play in the plane of somethingness until my shoulders slump, the wilting wicker antique, me, covered in dust, until my wilt stays wilt and static in time, in transient and unwanted, an undulation, a tribulation, and accumulation of time. All that youth, all that weight, All that fine would-be, could-be life of mine spent now, half of it anyway, but for what? I am making myself dream again. Something representative. But man, I wouldn't mind being burned. I can't believe the flames lick up and down my entire body. I dream it. Something representative of what? A resending back to the air, the atmosphere from which I must have emanated. Something, please, just give it to me. The fires. Thank you very much, y'all.
All right, everybody, get off the fucking stage. So that has been our token cis dude content for the evening. We're gonna take an intermission, and it's gonna be all gay shit from here on out.
Fire you!
You